Welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong. So, last time we raided a museum slash tomb. I had a little bit salty about getting a bunch of bad rolls. Honestly, overall, I probably got some lucky rolls earlier in that battle, but you know, when you miss like 5 times in a row on like 57, 60, 65% chance things, it's just kind of great. So, whatever. Enough of me whining about stuff. Point is, I got the books. I got 5,000 new yen worth of stuff, which probably won't translate to 5,000 new yen in my bank account, but whatever. And I got out. No one got killed, so we're back to Hilo now. Collect the payment for the job. Ooh, 8 karma. Bonus. Optional. Get some rest. Yeah, that sounds good. Before I get some rest, wow, I got 11 karma to spend. Sweet. Oh, that's right. I got some during the run. I could actually get both of these and get myself another spellbook slot. That's a lot to pour into just one single discipline. I really want to get this level 3 with shotgun so I could get the aimed shot. That's a big deal. Facing bodies is never a bad thing. So let's see. Let's bump up range combat and shotgun. That leaves me with 5. So I can't get the extra point in body. But I can get another thing in spellcasting to make my spells better, which I think I will do. Although, there are some spells I need higher intelligence for. So let's just do that. I know there are spells I need intelligence 3 for. So let's boost that up so that in the future I can get more powerful spells. And I'll also be able to get a 2nd and a 3rd rank of biotech, which will be useful. Alright. Get some rest, huh? Who's this? Steven Dynamite. The disheveled man in filthy rags teeters on the sidewalk, wobbling on unsteady legs. His bloodshot eyes dart about desperately, and the acrid, sweet odor that wafts off him buzzes unpleasantly in your nostrils. You okay, man? You have to help me, man. His teeth grind as his grip tightens. His hand feels like a vice. I need your help. I'm not strong enough to break the grip. Say the magic word first. The man yanks you closer. Your eyes are watering from his pungent proximity. Still, you notice that his tattered clothing bears designer logos. Please, please, take handsomely a message for me. Never heard of him. Now, who are you and why are you touching me? I'm Steven. Steven Dynamite. He nods eagerly, desperation in his eyes. A sluggish tongue wipes itself over the crackled skin of his lips. Look, you gotta help me. I've been poisoned. That crap that Lee sold me put bad things in my head. Whenever I close my eyes, I see dark, narrow tunnels. So many hands grabbing, razor-sharp teeth gnawing, and the children. Bad things in your head? Are you talking about hallucinations? The junkie stares into space. A faint trickle of saliva makes its way down his chin. No, not exactly. More like the nightmares. They feel very real. Teeth biting. Face I knew. His trembling voice trails off. You know the whole nightmare thing has been going around. It isn't just you. No! This isn't that. I'm telling you, I was poisoned. I know it. You'll help me, won't you? Alright, I'll do what I can. Then tell Lee what he's done to me, that I need relief. Tell him what I want. The sentence trails off. What do you want? I want my money back. His reedy voice wavers, but he stops and says no more. Poison, nightmares, money back. Got it. Anything else? Just please come back, and please hurry. I haven't gone into the club yet. I want to check this club out. Like most troll bouncers, this man is knotted with muscles, but absent are the myriad scars that come with age or indiscretion. His only blemishes are the bony skin growths common to his kind, and a single deep scar across his neck and collarbone. You watch yourself in here, or else we check your aerodynamics. Aerodynamics? Anyone causes trouble, I see how far I can throw them. No fighting, no killing, no sex trade. He lifts an arm, flexing. His muscles jump out like a massive serpent's and steel cable. His arm is easily as thick as most human waists. I don't mess around. You know what? I'm not going to go into the club just yet because I have like no money. So in case there's stuff for me to buy, not really much for me to do. So first thing I should do is go to the boat, get some rest, and collect my sailor, huh? 3 people, possibly locals, are busily hunched over, avidly discussing something beneath their breath. From the looks of them, they appear to be sailors. Rough-hewn clones stained by salt, leathery skin, and an acute awareness of being on land. You watch their feet shuffle awkwardly on the docks. Their whispers are just within earshot. Nah, I asked Crafty and she said the same. Them dreams is bad. Think we'll lose them at sea? We're supposed to set out soon to make that delivery. What if they follow us? You see the man shudder. Don't think so. Crafty said these things is just affecting right here for now. The first sailor points to the ground. As soon as we sail, the dreams will stop. Hey! The third sailor sees you and taps her friend on the arms. They shoot upright. One examines his fingernails, another coughs loudly and begins to hum, and the last pretends she didn't see you. But when they sense your continued stare, the third speaks up. What are you looking at, Landy? I overheard you talking about the dreams. I've had them too. You feel an uneasiness pass through the sailors. Seems everyone who comes by these parts is having them. And as soon as they leave, the dreams stop. Right eerie it is. Any leads on why they're happening? We don't know much ourselves. We've only just returned from our last delivery. But the dreams ambushed us fast enough. Hey, what about that Crafty? The sailor turns to you. She runs the 5 phases. Smart girl. Might know a thing or two about this blight. You ask her and she may have something more to say. There was a boat here with a merchant selling goods not too long ago. He leave? 3 sailors' suspicions turn into smirks. One snickers to herself. Merchant, he says. That crook didn't so much as leave as he was chased off by Kindly. No sales permit. Not a big loss, though. The local shops have way better stuff than that small-time hustler. Why don't you look around? You'll find the shop owners here are more friendly towards you now that you've gotten that okay from Kindly. Thanks for the tip. Y'all exchange a look. First sailor responds. Right, and stay careful around these parts. I didn't mean to interrupt. See you around. The brooding tide of whispers resume as your back turns to the sailors. Let's Let's go on the safe boat. Catch some Z's. You wake with a start, your limbs bound up in a sweaty tangle of linen bed sheets. An incredible sorrow swells in your chest. You feel empty, half-starved, alone. Fragmentary memories of a half-remembered dream flit through your mind. They're already fading away to nothing. Chase the memories. You close your eyes and concentrate, willing yourself to keep the dream from slipping away. Gradually, the memory comes back to you. The walled city. You were back in the walled city. You don't remember how you got there, but it couldn't have been any place else. Even the barrens weren't so squalid. You remember craning your neck to look above you. The buildings that made up this part of the walled city were new construction, even cheaper than the old. Now their foundations had rotted out from under them, and the buildings leaned into one another like a gang of drunken men. A rain of plaster and asbestos sprinkled down, dusting your shoulders. You began to creep forward, picking your way past the piles of refuse and the debris, past the pimps and the dumpster fires, the broken glass and the dirty needles. The air reeked of rotten sewage and industrial waste, a disgusting melange that caught in your sinuses and crawled down your throat. You gagged on the stink, but it didn't slow you down. In the back of your mind, you knew that you had no reason to be doing this. There was nothing for you in the walled city. You shouldn't have been there. But the rest of you was hungry, unbearably, indescribably hungry. And that part of you knew that if you kept moving, you'd finally get to eat. As you forced your way deeper into the walled city, locals stood at the windows and stared. Inexplicably, some of them dropped to their knees. You kept moving. You could see something in the distance, a silhouette. Something enormous, at least twice the size of a troll, but delicate. It was beautiful. The huge figure beckoned you, gesturing with slender limbs. An explosion of warmth filled your chest, and you knew that if only you could reach it, your problems would be over. She, would make all of your sorrows disappear. You moved forward at a crawl, but the figure felt impossibly far away. You reached out, calling to her, and then you woke up. The empty feeling in your stomach slowly fades, taking the strength and vibrance of the memories along with it. Let's check the mission computer and get my payment. 400 messages. About those dreams. Gobbet's face winks onto the screen. Her rats are perched precariously on her head, and she holds a laser pointer clutched between her thumb and forefinger. Oh, hey, Seattle. I hope that I didn't catch you at a bad time. She flicks the laser pointer, and her rat's head swiveled to the right to follow the motion. Why did I just say that? This is a recording. It doesn't matter if it's a bad time. Well, anyway, I was thinking about that talk we had, the dream talk about the nightmares and stuff. Another flick of the pointer. The rats' heads turn left, their noses twitching. I've got a friend here in town. She runs the parlor of the Five Phases. Yeah, I've already met her. It's sort of our local magic shop and talismonger. Name's Crafty. Flick. The rat's head turned upwards to stare at the ceiling. Anyway, she's smart. Really smart. Her mom was sort of the local authority in all things magical, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. If you want to ask anyone in town about these dreams, she'd be the right one to choose. I already have Gobbet. She taps a button on the laser pointer with her thumb. The little red dot in the tip goes dark. The rats immediately tackle one another, rolling off her head and falling out of sight. She gets up, her head rising out of frame. Anyway, just thought it might help. If you've already been talking to Crafty, please disregard this message. Alright, I'm out. Peace. Alright, message disregarded. She punches a button and the screen goes dark. Attending a party. From Kindly Cheng to Rubik. Rubik, I need you to come to the parlor. A friend and business partner of mine named Dr. Shenyang has need of your services. Something about attending a fancy party in Repulse Bay. He was unwilling to give me the details. I think he wanted to size you up himself. Raymond Black's history. Duncan asked me to do some digging on my own into Raymond's history. I guess he doesn't trust Kindly Cheng to give him the full story. I can't say I blame him, since he'd hide things from us just as if it was... Since she'd hide things from us if it was in her best interest to do so. So I've been poking around various corners of the Matrix, trying to dig up what I can. Most sinners leave a data trail the size of an aircraft carrier in their wake. Working backward in time, Raymond starts out that way, but it slowly tapers away into nothingness. Sure, I can find some basic records in Seattle. Power, utilities, a couple of public discussion sites he signed up for. But the further back I get, the less I find. And the craziest part is this. Prior to 2032, I can't find anything at all. And that shouldn't be possible. It's like Raymond didn't exist before then. I don't know. I'm gonna keep digging, but it'll take me a while. I'll let you know when I get some news worth sharing. Opportunity. Yo, come see me if you have a chance. I have a trade opportunity. Maximum. Maximum law. Wampoa Integrated Hub. Done is what happens when I rain the fire. Alright. Jobs directory. Claim payment. You submitted the job as finished and await the response. A few moments later, a message pops onto the screen. From Mr. Drake. Well done. I've attached the payment you're owed. I trust that you'll keep quiet about what exactly was liberated from Liu's little museum. I'll come collect the books from Kindly Cheng shortly. Payments for sold data. Exotic animal contracts. 300 new yen. Minus 30. 270. Alright. I think I got new stuff, right? Yeah, museum shipping manifests. Alright, so how much cash do I have on me? Almost $2,000. Nice. Nice. I should go see Crafty. I might be able to get some more spells now. I could talk to Jin again. I might just do that after I go see Crafty. Hey, Crafty. Immediately upon entering, you notice the clutter. Somehow this small magic shop is even messier than before. Stacks and stacks of books occupy chairs, tables, and the tops of shelves. There seem to be even more than when you first visited. It's as if you just entered a paper factory and it's spawning season. You peer around a precariously arranged tower of books and find Crafty hungrily reading one of her mother's journals. Red rings her eyes. A tousled hair falls over her face. It looks as if she hasn't seen the better part of a pillow in a couple days. She moves to stretch and spots you. With a flick of her hand, she marks her place in the journal. What a welcome sight. Have you found anything? Not too much. How about you? A slow smile spreads across her cheeks. She nods. This mind-numbing tedium is starting to pay off. Check this out. The dreams that everyone's having, they aren't really dreams. They're omens. From what I've gathered, we're walking a fine line here. They're pretty dangerous. Attempts to interpret them could lead to mixed results. What do you mean by omens? You know, omens. Harbingers of doom and gloom and bad things to come. Her mouth twisted aside as she thinks. Just a minute. Crafty opens a drawer behind the counter and brings out a dictionary. Clears her throat. Omen. A sign that warns of future events by way of visionary creatures or hallucinations. She closes the book with a thumb. What causes them? Apparently, these sorts of potents are commonly linked with malign places and disaster sites. They're caused by leakage through wounds between our world and the astral plane. Okay, great. That means we can seal them, right? I'm not sure we can. At least I haven't found anything about that in my mother's texts yet. She lays a hand flat on the countertop and leans forward. We don't want to dive into this haphazardly, Ruben. Remember, these omens can be dangerous. How are they dangerous? She holds up a finger and starts digging around for another text. After a moment, she locates a small notepad and flips to a dog-eared page. In here it says these visions, or dreams, or whatever you want to call them, are real. They're open to interpretation, but interpreting them incorrectly can be disastrous, since astral space is a place of dream logic. Taking things you see too literally can be even more dangerous than ignoring them. Sounds like the best outcome would be for us to interpret a dream correctly. Using that term loosely, yes, but there's no real correct way to interpret a dream. It's difficult to separate the nonsense from the substance. Can you interpret the dreams? Crafty plucks the notepad on top of a nearby book tower. I can't help you interpret your dreams. Whatever they're trying to impart, it's beyond me. All I can do is keep reading. There has to be something in this library that can help us understand what's happening. We're already making strides. Thanks, Crafty. I do my best. She smiles tiredly, the bags under her eyes exaggerated by the gesture. Let's see what you got. This was the spell that I needed 3 intelligence for, Chain Lightning, which is pretty awesome. But I don't have the spellcasting skill for it yet. I do have the intelligence. There's a Life Siphon, which is pretty cool. Bolt. Spell Magic, Stun Bolt, Mind Wipe, Distraction, Flamethrower, Aim. Oh, I got that Aim spell. It's probably in my stash now. I should add that. I might buy this fetish. But you know what? I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna check out the guns. Hopefully there's a gun runner inside that club. See you soon. Is it in the stash? I know, what's her name? Iz picked it up. Well, hopefully I'll be able to stash spells. She's probably still got it on her then. Hopefully I'll be able to access it when I go on a mission or something. Why, if it isn't the young one from before? Jane glances up at you, then returns to the game. Ah, can't you see we're busy? Shiro shakes his head at his friend. You never mind him. Is there something else you need? I'm gonna leave you guys alone. Let's take a look at Lionel Matthews' trailer. The side of Matthews' trailer looks freshly scrubbed. It reeks of kerosene. Broad swatches of the flaking paint have been removed, revealing the brittle plastic siding, discolored by years of acid rain. You can still see the faded black traces of erased graffiti. It reads, "Job Stealer." Something thumps inside the trailer. You could easily peer into one of the windows. Inside are dingy, cramped living quarters, cluttered with broken drones and unwashed dishes. What looks like a rumpled, motley colored shag carpet is heaped over about half the tiny space, obscuring most of the furniture. After a moment, the shag carpet moves. It rises about a foot and surges slightly toward the window. Then it stops, pulsing and fidgeting. It's hard to see it clearly through the built-up grime in the window. The carpet is actually plush-covered drones. Teddy bears, raccoons, little dolls. There must be 24 inside the caravan. All companionship models. They're all looking at you, as if they're realized you're not Matthew. They watch, fidgeting. Then, in one coordinated motion, they all lie down and go dormant again. Well, that was, creepy. Reliable Matthew greets you with an expansive grin, sweeping his arms wide. Rubik! Beautiful! To what do I owe this unexpected pleasure? Why, you're not here for some robotics, are you? Well, shucks. He rolls his shoulders ostentatiously and sticks a cigarillo casually between his teeth. His eyes have stained, bloodshot look. Looks like someone vandalized your trailer. What? You mean the paint? That's just some neighborhood kids. Good kids. Having a lark. I nearly fell over laughing when I saw it this morning. Why would someone call you a job stealer? No idea. Drones are job makers. He waggles a cigarette at you. I know what you're thinking, Rubik. I think it myself. Drones take jobs. Well, medicine takes jobs from undertakers, and sewer drones take jobs from people who used to crawl through filth to feed their families. He holds his hands somberly over his heart, and his voice deepens. When you see a drone messenger or maid, it's easy to think, that used to be a person. Could be, but that person can do another job now, and they can have a drone themselves. Everyone's better off. Why? Matthew's voice rises. His smile wrinkles painfully around the edges as he carries on enthusiastically. The same people who call drone dealers job stealers often themselves come to me for... Matthew suddenly shuts up. His smile gets even more waxy. Hey, let's not get all wound up about this stuff. It's too cheery a day for running off in our heads. What exactly are the drones you saw used for? Just about everything. They're helpers to metahumans in all sorts of useful ways. Drones cook, clean, carry messages, lift heavy loads, tend to delicate tasks, while drones can even care for the infirm and provide companionship to children. Matthew taps his temple with his finger, meaningfully. Think about it, beautiful. All the boring, dangerous, painful jobs that people used to do. The jobs that drones do now. He glances around at Huey and up at the walled city looming above. Despite his bright eyes and gleaming smile, his voice sounds almost thoughtful. Because of mechanization, easy for me to say. We don't force workers to breathe as many chemicals in the refineries. We don't make teenage girls pick silk cocoons out of boiling water. Not anymore. Drones help us. He shakes off his passing air of seriousness, clamping his cigarillo in his teeth, thrusts his hands in his pockets. They're really something else, ain't they? How do people in Huey feel about the drones? How do people here feel about drones? Why, they love them. Just about every household can afford drones, has drones. You sure you don't want to try out this little UC2 tarantula? It's a great entry-level personal assistant. Reliable Matthew smiles widely, but the edges of his mouth twitch uncomfortably. Drones free people to take skilled jobs. They make the economy more efficient. And drones give poor people services they could never afford otherwise. Wow, Rubik, that smells like brisk spring air. He inhales deeply through his nose, drawing in the fetid reek of the polluted river and the sodden heat of monsoon season. This topic is fascinating, really fascinating, but I've got to get back to work. Shall we walk the lot? Goodbye, Matthew. Alright, so before I go see kindly Chang, and her new client. Let's go over to this here club. I've yet to go inside. X-Flow, Enrica 5, and Colin 5. The wiry elven woman leans over the bar. Propped up on one elbow, she glances back at you over her shoulder as you approach, lifting a half an empty glass to her lips. The selection here is total crap, but it's cheap. I hope you're not looking for quality, or you're going to be real disappointed. As long as I don't go blind, I don't care. Hey, that's the spirit. With an attitude like that, you won't get disappointed very often. She wraps a knuckle against her glass. I figure as long as it gets you drunk, it's good with me. Call me X-Flow, by the way. X-Flow regards you calmly, her eyes calculate. After a few seconds, she nods. Maybe we can help each other. Nice to meet you, I'm Ruben. I got good eyes for people in the business, and believe me, you smell like Shadowrunners and Luya. Plus, everybody here is talking about Kindly's new hired help. I'm out here for work. You need any backup, I'm available. Alright, what's your specialty? I'm what the eggheads call a mystic adept. Kind of a physical adept magician. I throw spells. Oh, that's right, she's one of the people I can hire as the, mercenaries. I throw spells and I can kill with a touch. I'm rarer than unicorns, my friend. Expo lifts her glass, draining the last of it. Cheers. Alright, I'll talk to you some more later. Expo lifts her glass and salutes. See ya. You know how to find me if you need me. There's only one way to describe the troll haunting the back of Club 88. Weather. It's as if the man had been carved out from granite and then battered by the crash of waves and salty winds over the course of decades. Welcome to Club 88. No killing, no fighting, no sex trade. I can respect that. I'm Rubik. I'm Henry Kafai. I suppose I own this place. If you're looking for guns, speak to my wife. If you're looking for farmers, speak to my son, Callan. And if you're looking for trouble, you'll be seeing my son, Frederick, briefly. And what would I speak to you about? Nothing. I just steered a ship. What ship? There's always a ship. Alright, now leave me alone. So this guy got farmed. Take care, the guns are back here. Oh yeah. Ermine Kafai. Ermine Kafai. The older troll woman has a striking Amazonian quality. When she was younger, she must have really turned heads. Can I help you? You in charge here? Don't you forget it. This is my family's place. Me, my husband, and our 2 boys. Nah, do you have business with me? I have no time for window shoppers. Yeah, let's see what you got for sale. Firearms from all over the world. This is what I'm looking for. From Ares to Walther and everything in between. You in the market? Yeah, as a matter of fact. That's the same shotgun I own now. So she doesn't really have anything for me other than this looks like a SmartLink version of my shotgun, which does me no good because I don't have a SmartLink. back here when there's better selection. What can you tell me about Hioi? There's only one thing you need to know. The corporations do not rule Hioi. While under Kindly Cheng's umbrella and her Yellow Lotus soldiers protect the dock, we're under Kindly Cheng's umbrella and her Yellow Lotus soldiers protect the docks and maintain the peace. But we're not Triad members and they don't own us. Hioi is a crossroads where goods change hands and deals are made. He makes the market. But we, the families, make it happen. Her mind speaks with the pride of a woman who bows politely to great powers, but never prostrates herself before them. Families rebuilt this place when it was left to rot. Strong families, like mine, we protect our own. Outsiders and corps know that tangling with Hioi is more trouble than we are worth. The Triads know it is better to work with us than against us. And now you know these things as well. You would do well to remember them. Better groomed than most of his kind, the young troll nonetheless ruins the effort with his own blatant drunkenness. His eyes are red and his expression foggy, but he otherwise appears to be high functioning. Have a drink, friend. Have two, then maybe something else to chase it, eh? Not while I'm on the job. You should have my job done. I'm a prince of Club 88. Chosen, you might say. Part of the family that owns this place? You're a shrewd one, friend. I am heir apparent, and my birthright. The title tends to every sniffer that passes through our gates. What do you say? Need something to pick you up or bring you down? Not really, but let's see what you got. Bliss and Kamikaze. Alright. Oh, there's the stuff in my spec. Oh, I don't have enough spellcasters to do wild aims. Gotcha, that's why I couldn't select it before. Okay. That explains that. You again. I thought I told you to fuck off. Kindly will vouch for me. Yeah? You just idle your engine there for a minute and I'll check on that. There's a long silence on the intercom. The door gives several heavy metallic clicks. There's a dull rumble like heavy bolts sliding back. A green light flashes on the terminal. The door appears to be unlocked. You can enter the clinic. This electro furnace room has been built out as a medical clinic and a machine shop. The air is alive with the rumble of the furnaces and the hum of cooling fans. It is sweltering. The front area is more like a homey coffee house than a clinic lobby. Comfortable old furniture, used digipads, coloring books. The wall opposite the boilers is cluttered with a mixture of photos and prints. Local artists' work, images of military vehicles, off-road racing, Rube Goldberg machines, personal photos, old-time Chicago gangsters, the Desert War's Motorized Combat Division. The work area looks more like a machine shop than a medical theater. A roboticized operating table and a hydraulic lift support the partly disassembled V8 engine, occupy places of equal importance against the north and south wall. Prosthetic limbs are racked overhead like machine parts. A heavy lift hoist is clamped to an I-beam. An impressive home-built computer sits against the far wall. Several bulkier towers sit under the desk, fans whirring. It looks more like a sysadmin Decker's server station than a doctor's terminal. The floors are scuffed concrete, stained with grease and old blood. The faint odors of ammonia, gasoline, and antiseptic mingled in the air. A large sign on the back wall reads, "Sanitary space, no spitting." The pictures are mostly of Hioi residents, holidays, and parties. 10-armed Ambrose is in many of them. The vast scope of photos suggests that Ambrose must be acquainted with almost everyone in Hioi. This impressive home-built computer is running multiple large memory units and processors. Chilled air from its active cooling system washes across you to the whir fans. A thin fiber optic cable runs across the floor to Ambrose in his chair. On the wall behind the computer are miscellaneous decorations, notes, and photos. 2 items stand out: a large dry erase calendar and a corkboard plastered with printouts. News clippings and BBS posts have been printed, carefully snipped, and pinned in place. Most are less than a year old. They're intermixed with grainy photographs of what looks like a devastated city, Chicago. The news articles describe an outbreak of a virulent version of the Vitus plague in the city, and the subsequent quarantine and zoning of a zone containing hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people. The newest items are plain text bulletin board postings printed out. The very fact that they're from so crude a site is strange. Very, very few Matrix sites are so plain. It takes a moment, then a similar set of described conditions comes to mind. The 900 Days by Harrison Salisbury, a detailed Russian account of the 20th century Nazi siege of Leningrad, Russia. These posts are from the Shadowland, a dark Matrix site for Shadowrunners that operates out of the Denver Data Haven. It's the first and foremost of all underground and anonymous systems dedicated to Shadowrunning activity. Captain Chaos, Fastjack, and other global shadow decking luminaries appear to be in these posts. The dry erase calendar is cluttered with a relentless storm of commitments written in cramped, sloppy handsy. Most appear to be medical appointments with patients, followed by a busy list of social engagements. Closer scrutiny reveals others: a basic mechanics class on Wednesday nights, basic computer coding, Sunday afternoons. Before both of these, inked in red marker is "Prepare a lesson plan, you stupid idiot." Holidays, big combat auto races, birthdays. Every Sunday until 4 p.m. is simply labeled engine. Only 5 hours a night are allocated to sleep. The large swaths of time are conspicuously labeled hangover. This clinic looks like it just hosted a party. Spindly mechanical arms swing from unobtrusive wall mounts, pulling down crepe-papered ribbons and scooping food platters and empty beer bottles into biohazard bags. A severely crippled Caucasian man sits in a wheelchair amidst the maelstrom of mess and robotics. He's in his 40s, thick beard, tungsten earrings, beer belly, one side eye. Both his legs are missing, one at the hip, the other at the knee. He has only one arm, and only 3 fingers remain on his surviving hand. His face and arms show the scars of reconstructive surgery. He grins widely at you, regarding you with bloodshot eyes. He's clearly hungover. 10-armed Ambrose. "Hey, I'm Ambrose," he shouts cheerfully in English, his words piling together in a loose Midwestern accent. "They call me 10 Arms. Welcome to Hong Kong, fellow UCIS-IN." He chuckles, his chest shaking with mirth. A Waldo arm springs to life and swings over him. Its menacing metal pincer momentarily sets a cigarette between his lips, just long enough for him to inhale from it. Kindly says you're all right. What can I do for you? Your front door could stop a bulldozer. Why so fortified? Are you kidding? Have you any idea how much all the stuff in here is worth? This is a high capital operation. And life's dangerous for a guy missing most of his members, tooling up smugglers and criminals. Let me tell you what, though. Someone busts in here, they're gonna be in for a world of hurt. Ambrose chuckles evilly. There's a lot more than pipes and wires up in the false ceiling I've got Kindly's crew and the Club 88 boys on the panic button. They know which side of the bread is chromed up. What, you think of trying to knock me over? He laughs uproariously. It's not clear if he's kidding. So let's see what you got. Sure thing. Tune up or spare parts. Medical supplies. Alright, so he's just got basic medkits and dock weapons. Probably later there'll be advanced medkits and stuff. Alright, I'll see you later. Cheers, Rubik. Talk to you later. I'll do some more conversations with everybody at a later time, but I think it's time to go see Kindly Chang. Around, a rotund, balding dwarf in a cheap suit turns to face you. Light glints from the heavy gold chains that hang around his neck. When he speaks, the voice that greets your ears is high and nasal, and has been contorted into a rough approximation of a New York accent. Pleased to meet ya. Chang was kind enough to arrange this little sit-down between us. He extends a slab-like hand for you to shake. You can call me Dr. Shenyang. Pleased to meet you. I'm Rubik. His grip is as soft as his palm is moist. It's like shaking hands with a boneless ham. You share a long and comfortably flaccid handshake before he finally releases you. I'm looking for a little outside help on a problem I've been having. Ordinarily, I'd handle it myself or have some of my friends see to it, but it's kind of delicate, you know? My guy's been noticed before that they made any headway on my problems, so I figure, hey, I hire contractors all the time. Might as well get some contractors of a different stripe. Tell me about your problem. Maybe you can help. I run a little film studio, Southern Crown Films. We mostly do trid work, but we record some sims too. Maybe you've seen some of my stuff. Space Mongols from the Moon, The Flavor of Pomegranates, Ultimate Kill Squad. No, but I like the sound of Ultimate Kill Squad. How much killing did they do? He offers you a chip-tooth grin. A lot. There's this one scene where two trolls gang up on an elf, and they, well, I don't want to spoil it, but believe me, it is glorious. I'll send a copy over to Chang so that you can take a look. Anyway, there's this other guy in the industry, and we've been butting heads ever since day one. Name's Neville Ma. He runs Yellow Spring Studios. No matter what I do, I can't shut him out of the biz. He always manages to get one over on me, steal my stars. He's been running me into the ground with his shows called Promises and Moonlight. The star's a girl named Penelope Wong, new talent, but the viewers have been going nuts over her. She's the show's linchpin. Hang on, I'm getting there. So about 6 months ago, Neville was out in Guangzhou for some hoity-toity party. He's on the road, probably drunk. A semi comes out of nowhere and pow, wrecks his fancy new Eurocar Westwind. Bad luck for Neville. Good luck for me, I figure. Hey, that's the end of him for a year, and I start planning some new stuff he can't compete with from inside a hospital. You follow me so far? Let me guess, he found a way to compete with you from within the hospital. No, worse, the bastard is out of the hospital. He's back in the game, bringing out season 2 of Promises in Moonlight. I need that show off the air, one way or another. That, my friend, is where you come in. How long did it take him to recuperate? I tell you, kid, he should have been in the hospital for at least 3 months, and physical therapy for a lot longer. Only took him like a week to get out. Couldn't frickin' believe it. That kind of medical care costs top dollar. He's got a lot of money, but not that much. Recovery time like that means that one of two things is going on. Neville could have found himself a silent partner, someone willing to pay top dollar for cutting-edge care. I don't think that it's likely, but it could have happened. If it ain't that, smart money says he's been skimming off the top of Yellow Springs' earnings and not reporting it to the other shareholders. And you want me to look into that, I take it. I need you to go get me something to blackmail Neville with. Find out how he could afford to get out of the hospital so fast. He works out of his penthouse most days, so search his computer, closet, sock drawer, whatever. There's got to be something incriminating in there. So where's his penthouse? Neville lives in the Ripples Bay. It's the real swanky joint on the south end of Hong Kong. By the bay with the same name. I haven't been able to get anybody in to poke about his apartment because the security's too tight. Lucky for you, though, Neville's throwing a party on the mezzanine level with all the shops and restaurants and balcony and such. He's celebrating the second season launch of his show, and everybody's going to be there. Going to make a real snarl for the building security. You might also want to hit up the party if you can bluff your way in. Everyone close to Neville will be there, and most of them will be 3 sheets to the wind by the time you get there. Some discreet questioning might get me the dirt that I need. Just remember, if you do go to the party, don't use your real name. Go with Argyle. Should be safe enough. There's nobody in the biz out there with that name, so nobody will ask questions about how your work's going. Hit the apartment. Hit the party. Dig up blackmail information on Neville Ma. Sounds easy enough. He nods vigorously. Oh yeah, Chang talked you up when I approached her with the job. Given what she told me, this job should be cake. Now the blackmail material is what I need more than anything. But if you can get Penelope Wong out of her contract, I'll pay you extra. Got it? I want that star power on my side. One last thing. I don't want you starting a scene while you're there. You interrupt this party, make a mess, or trash his apartment, and I'm not paying you. You clear on that? We're clear. Good. I can't have Mom knowing that I'm after him. In my business, everybody's got dirty tricks, but if you make it public, you're using them. Dr. Shenyang draws a finger across his throat. That's it. My career is as dead as People's Republic of China. Nobody will work with me ever again, so don't embarrass me. Understood. I'll be discreet. That's what I like to hear. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. You can get paid, and I'll put the word out. You're a solid hire. Sounds like we have a deal then. His grin widens. Good man. That's what I like to hear. When you're done, drop Chang a line. I'll come meet you back here and I'll hand over the money. Yes, let me say hello to Auntie Chang. Kindly Chang appears to be nearing the end of a harsh exchange with Strangled Bao, who is listening intently. So, you tell that little pustule that Auntie Chang isn't fucking happy, you get it? Not happy at all. Don't tell him that I'm displeased. Tell him that I didn't take it well. She slams a shot glass on the table. Tell him that I'm extremity chopping mad. And if he doesn't want what happened to Yi to happen to him, he better get his head and his ass wired together and get me that payment. Today. She raises an eyebrow. Is that message clear enough, Mr. Bao? Yes, Miss Chang. I'll explain things to him in the terms he can understand. Bao steps back and becomes a meat statue once more. Chang's voice turns treacle sweet when she sees you waiting for her. Ah, our newly minted Shadowrunner. How are you taking to the new role, Rubik? Like a duck to water, Auntie. I had no doubt, my sweet. I have a nose for talent. And how's Mr. Gunshow doing with his new life? Don't worry, I have my eye on him. Very good, my dear. Very good, she smiles. Was there something specific you came to see me about? Just checking in, Auntie. It pays to stay in touch. I agree, yes. Personal contact gets result. I have some good news for you. One of my people successfully planted a wiretap on the police's special duties unit. If news of your foster father or the plastic-faced man reaches them, it'll reach me as well. So far, your foster father has proven a difficult man to find, and the plastic-faced man is elusive. He's clearly someone who knows how to stay out of the public eye. But I have my network working day and night, and I still have some favors that I can call in if need be. We'll find them both. It's only a matter of time. Until then, go about your business. I'm sure that more work will come your way any moment. She glances back about. Now I have some pressing business to attend to, the kind that ends in parentless children. I'll talk to you later. Fair enough. Alright, I guess it's time to assemble my crew and attend that party. And we'll do that next time.